Hey guys, it's Rob, and thanks to Radar, I've got my hands on one of these Mullet flight controllers, and I have a bit of time now to go through the process of setting up the Cleanflight firmware onto this unit. At the moment, it's just configured with Baseflight, and I've got it open in the Baseflight configurator. As you can see, it's responding to my movements. Now, one thing I've confirmed, I've done the flash to Cleanflight and back to Baseflight several times already. I can confirm that it does erase all your PID values. So what I've done, just to demonstrate that, is I've set up some of the PID settings. You can see 3.8 I have on roll and pitch, and roll and pitch rate there is 0.25, yaw 0.45, and TPA is 0.05. So that's sort of typical of what you might use when you're actually flying. So what I'll do is I'll disconnect from Baseflight, and we'll have a look at how we flash the Cleanflight. When you disconnect, just take a note of the actual port settings there. Okay, actually what we'll do, we'll connect again and we'll just back up the settings in case we need to go back to Baseflight and reload our old settings. So just go back up and save. Okay, so we've saved our original settings if we need to restore them. Now disconnect from Baseflight, we can close that. And what I'm going to do is open Cleanflight. Okay, there it is. Now, one thing you'll notice is when you first load Cleanflight, it's got this port setting here, which won't allow you to connect to the board. So what you need to do is manually select this one here, USB to UART. Once you do that, it will allow you to connect. But the first thing we want to do is flash the firmware. So we go to the firmware flasher, and you can choose what firmware to load. Make sure, if you've got a Mullet board, that you select one of the NAS firmwares. Now when you select that, I had a problem that I wasn't able to load the firmware online. Let me show you what happens if I try to do that. It says failed to load remote firmware. Now, reading a few posts on different sites, many people have had that problem, they've experienced that problem. So the other alternative is to get the firmware manually, and where you get it from is from this site. And don't worry, I'll put a link in my post and also attach it to the video where to actually get this. And this is Cleanflight version 1.72, so if we just scroll down to the firmware, it's this one here that we want for the Mullet, Cleanflight NAS.hex. So we click on that and then we can save it, and I've got it saved to the desktop in my case. So okay, we've got that manually loaded on the desktop. We can go back to Cleanflight and we can load firmware local. Brings up the window, and let's go into Cleanflight. There it is, Cleanflight hex. So we select that firmware and open, and then we need to flash the firmware. So you can see that's flashing. The progress bar is just moving across. Okay, the programming was successful. So what we can do now is we can connect. And you'll see that so far it appears to be working okay. Now I'm just going to stop the video there, I think, because that's just the flashing process. I need to get my receiver connected up to the board, go through all these different configurations and how to set up the different modes. But let me just demonstrate what I mentioned earlier. If we go into the PID tuning, you'll see that those settings have all been reset to default. Okay, so you're going to have to basically record what you've got in your original Baseflight settings and then come in and readjust them all manually once you load Cleanflight. And what else can we look at? Yeah, if we have a look here, there's the PID controller. I really don't know a lot about that, but the way I understand it is you can just select one of them, and I believe Bird of Prey uses this one. He said it's one of the best ones he prefers. So if we select that and save, then we can go into all the various setups, but I'll do that in another video. Thanks for watching.